Hello out there. Thanks again for taking a look at this video today. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to run an effective and dangerous 2-3 zone. All right, the 2-3 zone is an extremely effective zone against an offense that isn't filled with good shooters. All right. This zone is not a great defense to run against a team that can shoot well from the outside. All right, because we are going to give up some outside shots in this zone. And if a team can knock down threes, it could be a problem for this zone. All right, before we go any further with our video today, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel here. And as we go along the video, if you have any questions or comments about anything, go ahead and drop it in the comment section, and I will try to answer those as soon as I can. All right. So what you can see here is we are the blue team. We are the defensive blue team, and the red team will be the opposition. Obviously, they don't have 8 guys in the court, but I have 8 spots that the offense will probably try to get to against this zone. All right. So we'll just kind of see what happens when the ball gets to any of those 8 spots. So first of all, our setup. We want 2 guys to be at the top of the key or on the elbows area as the ball is coming up the court. Okay? So let's say we have the ball at the top of the key. We're going to have 1 and 2. Usually we want our smaller, maybe our least athletic small guards to be at the top of the zone there. We need 3 and 4. People are playing the 3 and 4 spots to be very quick and athletic because they're going to be doing a lot of moving back and forth and vertically in this defense. And then 5, obviously you're going to want that to be your biggest, your strongest player, and someone who can not only defend in the post but also rebound as well. Speaking of rebounding, this is also not the best defense to run for rebounding. Every time we have a shot going up against this defense, it's vital that you tell your players they have to find their closest offensive player and just put a body on them. Okay, a lot of times in this defense, we're going to give up some offensive rebounds if we don't go to the closest offensive player and put a body on them. So that's a big topic to teach here as we go through this defense. All right, so let's say we have the ball at the top of the key like so. Our 1 and our 2, someone's going to pick up the ball, whatever side 3 is closer to. So let's say 1 picks up the ball here. All right, then 2 is going to just slightly slide over a little bit in the passing lane there. And since 2 is sliding over there, 4 on the other side is going to slide up a little bit here. And yeah, we're a little bit out of the 2-3 zone already, but that's okay. If we got a skip pass from 3 to 5 here, at 4 should be able to cover. All right. So if the ball gets moved from here to here, this is still above we use the free throw line as our guiding line here. If the ball is above the free throw line, we want our 1 and our 2 to be guarding that. But 1's guarding 3, and 3 just passed it over. So what 4 is going to have to do is he's going to have to do what I call flash on to the ball here. So he's going to flash on to cover the 4. 5 is going to slide outside, and 3 is going to slide underneath the basket here. All right, so what that will do is that'll give 5 the opportunity to flash over here if needed, and the post will not be left unguarded because 3 will be there. All right, so if we're talking about rotations right now, 4, you're going to flash onto the ball there, hopefully giving 1 enough time to recover. As soon as it happens, you're going to kind of drift down back over here to guard against that pass. All the while, you're watching the ball to make sure that pass doesn't come through. All right, as 4 recovers, 2 can slide back over, and you're guarding the inbounds pass here to the middle of the floor. The middle of the floor is a very dangerous spot. Okay, the free throw line is a very dangerous spot against this defense. We cannot let the ball get into there without pressure. All right, we do not want the ball to get into the 6 area here without immediate pressure on them. Really, we don't want that ball to get in there at all. But if it does, we want immediate pressure on that area. Okay, so 4 flashed on, 1 recovered, 4 flashes back down to where they're supposed to be. All right, if the ball does end up, let's go back to where we were here. If 4 does a quick rotation over here to the 5 spot, 5, same thing, you're going to have to flash on to the ball here until 4 can recover. That's why the 3 is here as a backup to guard the post. All right, but once 4 recovers and can guard that spot, 5 is going to come back down to guard the post, and 3 can come back to the middle. Meanwhile, 1's going to float back down to guard this pass, and 2 is going to hang out near in the middle here. So really, we're just guarding that middle as much as we possibly can. All right? If we go back to where the ball was at the wing, okay, and then 4 can slide back down because 1's recovered, 2 is sliding over. So now let's guard against a skip pass. So a skip pass comes over here to the 2 spot. 2 is going to have to get onto that ball right away. 3 is going to have to sprint out over here. 5 coming down to guard the post. 4 coming into the middle. And 1 guarding the free throw line here. Again, we don't want that ball coming in there. All right, right now 3 and 5, the 3, 4, and 5 spots, those are not very dangerous because if those passes come in, we should be able to get on those and close out on them pretty quickly. Okay? What we don't want to happen is the ball be fed to the post for a one-on-one move or the ball to be fed to 6 because there's going to be a lot of in to out movement there. So let's go back to our original setup, all the way back to the beginning here, and let's take a look at the same thing on the other side. So let's say instead of 1 picking up the ball, 2 picked up the ball here, top of the key. So then 3 is going to slide up a little bit just to be ready for that pass to the wing, which is probably going to come. So the pass comes over to the wing. 3, you got to flash onto that ball right away. Meanwhile, 5 sliding over, 4 sliding over. 2, you got to recover because that's your guy right there. When that happens, 3 can slide back down watching the ball. 5 can go back under that 7 spot, and 4 can slide over a little bit. All right, now the ball, let's put the ball in the corner over here. So now 3, that's your guy. Now let's say that I like to do a lot of trapping in the post here. So let's say the ball, 1 is able to feed it to the 7 spot here. What I like to do here is I like to immediately double team trap that ball. All right, if we can trap that ball with our guy, our 2 guys down low, the 3 and the 5, don't let that guy breathe. Don't let him move, okay? 2, you can slide down here, guarding a pass against one of these 2 areas, wherever the closest offensive player is. 1, you're going to slide towards the middle, again, guarding that closest area. And 4, you're kind of hanging out underneath, guarding that under the basket area, all right? Always being aware of the defensive 3-second violation as well if you are in a league that has that rule, okay? So let's go back now. Put the ball back at the top of the key. Reset our defense. First and foremost, we can't let that 3 penetrate the middle there. That's the most important thing there. So a 3 can't penetrate the middle. They can't dribble drive into the middle. They can't feed the 6 spot there as well. So 1 and 2, that's your job to keep that ball out of there. Because like I said, that's a very dangerous area. All right, when the ball is up there, let's say 1 or 2 haven't really chosen who's guarding that yet, because maybe 3 is all the way up here with the ball. 3 and 4, my 3 and 4 here, both of you should be up a little bit more, ready to guard those wing passes. If there's a player down here in the corner, those people are not dangerous at this point, okay? So we are going to guard these wing passes right here. Meanwhile, how should we be standing? The 3 and 4, how I want you to be standing is, if these are your feet, kind of like that, where our bodies are positioned toward the middle, all right? We want to do what's called funnel the player towards the inside. Again, we don't want to go up these outside shots, unless the team, of course, is not a good outside shooting team, but we don't want to give up outside shots like this zone is kind of going to do a lot of. All right, so I'm going to funnel the ball towards the middle because that's where all of our help is, in the middle. Okay, so stand facing the middle, and we'll call that funneling the ball to the middle. All right, beyond that, all we got to do is be prepared to rotate as much as we need to. We don't want to be out of position, but if we need to, we need to. So what's going to happen if we need to rotate? So let's say there's a quick pass over here to 4, the 4 spot. So this player will have to flash on here. But this team is going to really quickly move the ball to this spot here. So my 5 that was originally going to move out here is now have to go guard that. My 3, which is now here, is guarding the post. All right, what we can't have happen is just have that 7 spot wide open, because if there's a player over here, they're going to backdoor cut to that region. So then that's going to be 2's responsibility to drop down there and guard that. And then our defense is going to kind of look like this here. All right, now what can happen, hopefully, is if all of our guards start to recover. So 4 is going to flash down here and take the ball. Then 5 can back off, 3 can back off a little, and 2 can float back to the middle, and 1 can rotate over here. But it's all about rotations, guarding the basket, making sure nobody is left for those corner threes. This defense can give up a lot of corner threes if the offense can move the ball quickly in that area. All right. The other thing we got to guard against is screens at the top. So a lot of teams will try to screen that 1 and that 2, and that's the same. The same way we'll handle that is the same way we handle ball movement, is by flashing on and off here, right? So if we bring that ball back up here, maybe they'll have a player over here or over here come set a ball screen on that 1. And then the 3 will dribble that ball over to the right, hoping to catch a 2-on-1 situation here. So if we rotate properly, that won't be an issue. 4 can step up and help if needed, if the ball comes to the outside. 5 can step up and help if the ball comes to the inside, trusting that this 3 is going to step down low and help underneath. All right? The last thing that I want to talk about in this 2-3 zone defense here is being aggressive. If you see an opportunity to trap at the top of the key, we can go for it. Okay? So if the ball comes over the 4 and 4 is kind of lazy with it and passes it back to 3, and if we could double team that pass and trap it for a second, go for it. All right? We want to keep our hands active. We want to get tips. We want to get steals. And we want to push the other way so we can try to really turn off the pressure on the other team here. Okay, if you have any questions about this, like I said, go ahead and drop that into the comments section. And once again, if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. I'd really appreciate it if you could. And if you're coaching a team and you're going to try to run this, go ahead and have your players subscribe as well. They can always watch this video on their own to get a little bit more extra practice in. All right, that's it for today's video on the 2-3 zone. Thanks again for tuning in today, everyone.